Hello friends, welcome to my video. In this video I will show you how to build a simple Android app calculator. So let's start. We will start our Android Studio. It's taking some time. Tuck, 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 tuck. Let's start a new project. Let's name this project as your calculator and change to your calculator example.com. It doesn't matter, you can choose any name of your liking. I will take empty activity because it will be easy for me to design my layout and finish. Yeah, so in this we will have two parts. First part I will explain you how to design the layout, where I will put a text box and few buttons to do our basic operation, and then I will do the coding into Java. Yeah, so let's first Android Studio bring up our environment. Okay, I don't need tips. I'll close it. Okay, and also I have also installed emulator, Android emulator. So we will use that to test our program. Okay, so here it is. So first I go to the my XML view and start designing the layout. So in this layout, first by default it gives constant layout. For some reasons I prefer to go with relative layout. It gives me more flexibility. Unless relative layout. Okay, and most of the stuff I will do directly in the design view and not in the text view. So after changing to design relative layout, this text view, the default text box comes on the top corner, which we can drag a little bit down because I want to use this as a text box to display our results in my calculator. I I don't think I need a text here. So I'm not sure why this window came up. Probably I pressed this setting button, which you should avoid. Just press 0. I think that's the default value we can have. I will like to have something called text box as an ID. We'll use this ID in our Java code, so be careful with this ID. And probably I will like to align my text. I will not tell you all the various properties here because that you can play around with yourself, but I'll just touch some of the basic things. So text alignment, I want it to be probably view end so that it comes to the right hand side, and yeah, that should be fine for now. Probably I can look if there is something called size as a property, and text size I would like to increase from 14 to say 24. So I'm not sure why it's not taking 24. Yeah, 24. So now it looks good. Okay, you can see this yellow mark over here is a warning, and that's probably because in the text we have directly entered a 0 here, and as per the uh, recommended approach, it should be preferred that I take a resource as a we define a resource, so that's a better approach. So it will work if you directly hard code also, but this is a better approach that we define a resource and take that resource value as 0. So we can do it manually, or we can quickly use this fix button over here to define a resource. So once you do this, you can go and check in your resource folder. It should come here somewhere. I think it will in the values strings. If I double click, so see this resource we defined here. Okay, I go back to my XML. Now I need few buttons, so probably I need 10 buttons for the digits. So I start putting the buttons now one by one quickly. So button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. In my another video, I will also show you how to give the borders to this text view. In this video, I want to focus more on the calculator and its functionality. So I will restrict doing too much of formatting as of now. Button 9. I think I'll shift it a little bit up. Okay. I think it's all related to you. So whichever button you place first will take the precedence. Okay. Now I take the button. So I think this will be 10 buttons for me. Now I will need few buttons for operations. So I will keep simple operations, just plus and minus as of now. Of course, you can use multiplication, division, and others, but let's first keep it simple. Okay, so more or less mine is done. So I will start defining the text here as one. So you can observe that there is a yellow mark on all of these buttons. Of course, that also we will have to fix. We can quickly use the fix button which Android Studio pops up with the option 5, then 6, 7. So these all buttons becomes my keypad, and I would like to show you lots of other formattings here, but as of now I will try to focus more on the calculator programming. Please watch my other video where I have shown you how to do all these formattings, taking this very example of calculator. So please do watch my other video. Yeah, so more or less our layout is ready, and we can remove this yellow warning signs just by clicking on this top right corner, and all this hard-coded text comes here. You have to just click fix. Okay, I think it will be for fix. Okay, fix. Okay, I think for all the text it will come by one. 5, 7. So one by one. This is 8. Then again for 9. For 0 you will see some problem. So although for a timing I'll do it fix, but since we have already defined this resource, it should throw some warning or some error is what I'm guessing. Also here you have to give manually because it's not able to print some resource name. You can give any name, it doesn't matter. So I just try to keep the same format which the Android Studio pops up for the others. So it is minus, and this is for equal to sign. So equal. Yes, so now it's done. Before jumping to the code, let's quickly run this in an emulator and see if everything is fine. So I have 2 of the virtual devices, so I will use the first one, and it should bring this up. Okay, so in the command window you saw that some error is coming. I was expecting this, that found item this more than one time. So probably if we okay, so in string.xml, if you go here, yeah, see this comes 2 times. So it's very simple, we can just delete one of the time and it will be fine. So, and if we go to our main activity, and I'm not sure, probably we'll have to run it again, but before that I can see some render problem. I was not expecting this, so I do a refresh and this should go. Yeah, it went off. Perfect. So now I run this again in the same emulator which is connected, and this should bring up. Okay, I was trying some other program just before this video, so this is my some scratch work. So I go to the home page and wait for this Gradle build to complete and bring my app up on this layout. So till the time it's doing that, okay, bingo, it brought. So my buttons are there. Of course, nothing is happening right now because we have not done any functionality. So now let's quickly go and write our main JavaScript. So this will be one of the simplest program we'll write. We'll write just two methods here in Java, which should be able to do what we want. So first I will define a private variable of text. I'm not sure if why it's coming as a red mark. Okay, so because probably I by mistake I deleted this, so it was coming as a red mark. So I do a private. Yeah, this was what I was looking for. The prompts which Android Studio gives is quite useful. So I was waiting for this, and probably I define a text view because I will fetch the text view over here, and or I just put my text as a name. Perfect. Okay, and in the creator I would like to create this variable. So if I define my text equal to find view by id, and id will be r dot id dot, I think it was text box which we gave it here. So in my text I will get the text here, and I think that one variable is sufficient for the time being. Okay, so now we have to define two methods. So one of the method will be whenever we press a button, it should get appended the text. So let's first define that button. So it will be public method with a void, and we name it as button pressed. And I think we just need a view probably in case we need something from here, and we define it like this. And the method should be, I think we need to define my text, set text, and the way we have to do is concatenation. So whatever the pre-existing text is there, we have to retain that and concatenate the additional button which is pressed. So I do a set text, and then I do a my text again, and I do a get text, and in this get text I do a toString with a concatenation I do, and in this concatenation I have to fetch which particular button has been pressed. So I think that we can get by view dot get text. Okay, get text is not coming, so I think we will have to do some kind of casting here. So let me just control X. Let me take it in a separate format. You can do inside that also, but it's sometimes more clear if you do it outside. String and current text equals to I do control V, but I think it's still not working. So for that we'll have to do a typecasting here, and for the typecasting we'll use the called app compat button. So we do a typecasting here, and but if you see there is some cannot resolve this symbol. So let's try to first see what's happening. So there is some this red mark and import the class here. So it should have imported a new class for me. Yeah. So Android Studio is awesome. It gives quite a good amount of hints already. So we can do no text. Okay, so it's still not coming, and that is what I think is because for typecasting I may need to wrap it around in another parenthesis, and then I can use the text. Yeah, so now I get the text of the buttons which is pressed over here, and that probably I should change to string. I'm not sure if it's required, but it's always good to do so. And then I can use this current text over here, or either you can directly paste this much part inside this also, but it gives a better view over here. So done. So my button press functionality is done. Now the only thing is I have to do is in the layout I have to change the on click functionality of each of these buttons, so that whenever this is clicked, it's that method is called, and that particular text is appended below. So you have to select one by one each button and select the method there. I don't know if there is any shortcut for that, but I do it manually most of the time. So and it's a bit tedious, but it's okay. I mean, it's one time task, and you can view. Right now we have only one method here, so it's quite okay. But if you have more than one method, you will like to scroll and see which particular method you want to select. Yeah, and be careful here. If you miss out even a single button, it sometimes becomes hard and tricky to debug. If it's a large program, that where your code is failing, and these kind of errors are very difficult to figure out. And this minus. So I will not do it for equal to, because equal to I will write another method to evaluate the scripts. We'll just quickly run and see if everything is working fine as expected. So I've already started a run process, and once this Gradle build is complete, my app should come up in the emulator. So I think I can try. Yes, it works. Plus 9 minus 8 5 0 1. So I have checked almost all the buttons and it seems to be working fine. Of course, nothing is happening in equal to button because that is the method we'll do now. So let's get back to our Android Studio in Java, and let's start our equal to public void button equal pressed view and yes. Before I continue, I'll just better go and change the layout itself directly, so that my layout is more or less now complete. So you can see now I got the other option as well in equal to button here. Where did it go? On click, I think it would have gone on the top. That is what usually it happens. Yeah, so it's here. Now I go back to my Java and start programming this particular part. So for that we need few strings over here, and those are like plus and minus. So basically we will have to first we in this method we are going to evaluate our expression. So everything you have to do manually here, nothing comes ready-made here. So we'll have to first define our delimiter delimiter. So I will use this. So over here I'm using the delimiter, which will parse my complete string to see for these delimiters. And I also need when my delimiters are coming, so I will use some kind of specification probably, and I don't know the terms, actual terms what is used, but I call it a specification. And then we can use plus minus plus. Don't forget to put this upper arrow, because that will help us in retrieving the delimiters in the sequence. Now we need the expression which is there in the text box, so I name it express is quite okay, and that will be using my text. Got get text to string. I think this will be my string. Now I can build my string arrays with these delimiters, and I can use in this probably whatever the output of these delimiters will be my operands. So I can name them as operands, and equal to expression dot split, and in the split I can use probably delimiters. And also I need to know my operations. What are the operations? Because probably, let me clarify something. So if it is just one sign, then it's fine, but I'm looking for an expression where there can be one or more sign which exists over here. So that's why I do a operation here equal to, and I put s operations. Again I put expression dot split, and this time I use specs. So after doing this, now we can go with the looping, where we, and for that looping we will go int I equal to 0, the typical for loop of C++ or Java, and we go with I less than, probably we take how many operations are there. We take operations dot length, which will, but -1 we need to do because we want one number less, and I'll show you why behind that. And this will be I++, and then I start my for loop here. Before that, I think I will also like to assign my result integer, which probably my, so by default the first operand I am taking as a result. I am initializing it to my results, and I'm not sure why it's giving an error. Incompatible type integer. Okay, so this is a integer here and it's a string, so you have to pass that. So how can you pass that? Is you can use integer dot parse int, and inside this, probably if we encapsulate this should be fine. Yes, it went off that error. So now the first, okay, so my mistake, it should have been 0. It's the indexing starts from 0. So the first operand, we are initializing it to results over here, and over here we'll have to write a small if else condition. You can also use switch case. I will use if else for the time being. So if my, now I have to check for operations. If my operations, and which operations I have to check? So I have to check for I+1. I'm not taking the first 0, 1. And to solve that mystery, probably we'll debug the code if time permits, and I'll show you why we are taking +1 over here. And or even you can debug the code and see here, this button is for debugger. Just start your emulator in this mode and put a breakpoint and see the different values, and you'll understand what is happening here. Okay, so we have operations I+1 dot, we try to compare it. If it's equal to plus, then we'll do a plus operation here, and that probably we can do using something like result equal to, yeah, so we have to add to the result the new number which is there after the operand. So I hope you are understanding. So what I'm basically trying to do is, in the first place I'm fetching the first number, then after the operation I'm fetching the second number over here now. So I have to fetch the second number, which will be in the operands. So all these are numbers are operands here. So operands, and I take the next one, which will be I+1 again, because the 0, 1 we have already assigned here, and we do get, I think again that same problem is coming because it's an integer string problem. So I'll have to parse it to for the int value, and I parse it like this. Perfect. So this becomes my operation for the plus. I'll have to do the similarly for the minus, so I do a else. Since I have only 2 operations, so no point checking it again for minus operation. I just directly do a Control C, Control V, and I do a minus E instead of a plus, because I know if it's not plus, it's a minus. And yeah, that's all. I think now we can write result to the final output. So to write it, what we can do is, again we can use the my text dot set text and result to string. This should be fine. Let's see. So I compile it again. Again bring this up. Of course it's compiling, so it will take a few minutes. And now probably I do a 2 plus 6 equal to 8. Yeah, works fine. Minus 30. Wow. So I do 5 plus 4 minus 9 plus 1 plus 6 plus 0 minus 2. So this time I have taken quite a long expression, and if I do equal to, it works fine. And I hope the calculation is correct, of course. We can verify quickly with, say, for example, plus 9 and minus 2 is 9 plus 5 is 14, minus 2 is around 12. So yeah, 12 came. So if I do a minus 3 on top of this, it came. Perfect. So that's all. You saw how easy it was. And if you want to compile this and put it in your Android phone, the process is again very simple. I have explained it in one of my other videos, but in this video again I'll show you. You can just go to your build menu and click on this build APK, and it will build this as an APK, and as an installer you will get it in your app folder, and you can install it in your Android phone. For details, please do watch my other video where I have shown you how you can exactly do this. Thank you for watching my video, and bye.